In a major development, Ukraine said it accepted the essence of Donald Trump's controversial peace agreement, signaling a potential turning point in efforts to end the long-running war. These revelations were made by a senior Ukrainian official after intense negotiations between U.S. and Kyiv delegations during their high-stakes Geneva meeting. However, President Volodymyr Zelensky stressed that the most sensitive issues in the peace plan still need to be discussed directly with President Trump before any final decisions are made. Zelensky addressed the Geneva huddle on Trump's peace deal, a proposal that has stunned much of Europe and left allies racing to understand its full implications. Ahead of Zelensky's address, U.S. and Kyiv officials announced they had reached what they called a refined peace framework, a new version of the plan they believe could be more workable.
Сьогодні наша делегація повернулась з Женеви після переговорів.
Today, our delegation returned from Geneva after negotiations with the American side and European partners. And now the list of necessary steps to end the war may become workable. As of now, after Geneva, there are fewer points, no longer 28, and many proper elements have been incorporated into this framework. There is still a lot for all of us to work on together. It's very difficult to finalize the document, and we must do everything properly. And we appreciate that most of the world is ready to help us, and that the American side is constructive. Practically all day yesterday was filled with meetings, complex, extremely detailed work. Our team has already reported today on the new draft of steps, and this is truly the right approach. The sensitive issues, the most delicate points, I will discuss with President Trump. Ukraine will never be an obstacle to peace. This is our principle, a shared principle, and millions of Ukrainians are counting on and deserve a just peace. We will do everything for this. We are ready to work as quickly as possible. These days and weeks, it is important to pay close attention to air alerts and all similar threats of strikes. We fully understand who we are dealing with, and all orders for the Air Force and other components of Ukraine's defense and security forces are in place. We will respond, and it would be fair for all our partners, especially the American side, to consider the threats their intelligence also sees. If there are negotiations, if there is constructive progress, if we're truly ending the war, then there must be no missiles, no massive strikes on Ukraine and our people. This is something the strong in this world can ensure.
Zelensky's statement came after reports that the United States had pressed Kyiv to accept its proposals during the intense Geneva talks on the peace plan. Under the current version of the plan, Ukraine would cede its eastern Donetsk and Luhansk regions to Russia, a concession that strikes at the heart of Ukrainian territorial integrity. Ukraine would also be required to slash the size of its armed forces, a key demand from Washington that Kyiv has publicly described as unacceptable and dangerous. Even so, U.S. and Ukrainian officials have continued working to narrow the gaps between their positions, hoping to shape a version of the plan both sides can live with. In Washington, President Trump has hinted at new progress on the peace effort after initially giving Zelensky a sharp ultimatum and deadline. At the White House, Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt said the United States believes it will be able to work through remaining disagreements with Kyiv over the plan. Reports also suggest that Zelensky could travel to the United States soon for face-to-face talks on the most sensitive and politically explosive aspects of the agreement. Meanwhile, Ukraine's key European allies have drawn up a separate counterproposal, according to reporting by Reuters, in a bid to shape the final terms of any deal. Europe's plan would halt the fighting along the present front lines, freezing troop positions in place while leaving detailed territorial negotiations for a later stage. Crucially, European governments have also rejected any formal ceding of Ukrainian territory to Russia, directly opposing one of the most controversial elements of Trump's proposal.